So we are here at the Global Women Summit with Micaela Passeri, who is basically the director of Florence and Los Angeles. So Micaela, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here and to be a part of the Global Woman and to moderate a panel on resilience. So tell us more about that. Tell us more about your experience today.
Well, so first and foremost, I've been a director for 8 years now, so it's been a long time. I've done many of these summits, and every year it gets better and better and better. And it was a pleasure to be able to not only speak, but also lead and moderate the emotional resilience panel. We had a really deep and heartfelt session, I think, really resonated with the audience. And, my intention as the moderator was to leave the audience with some real nuggets that they could not
Take
only
away.
use, but also be empowered by and inspired by. So,
Excellent. And you said that it's not the first time, it's definitely not the last
no.
time. I mean, you have been seeing the club growing
Yeah.
and this community, evolving. So, what is the value, based on your experience and your clubs, of women joining this kind of communities and attending this kind of events?
Yeah. I think it gets kind of lost in translation, the value,
Okay.
because people will look at maybe what they feel that they want to get out of being part of Global Woman, but they don't necessarily look at all of the kind of osmosis, so to speak, or they don't look at the domino effect that can happen when you're part of it. And so, what I will say is, don't be limited by what you think you're going to get,
The
or
expectations.
what you think you want. Be open to the possibilities, because the possibilities are endless, and I'm living proof of it. I joined in 2017, and I wanted to make my business international, which Global Woman helped me do. But it brought me so much more. It brought me exposure. It brought me connection. It brought me friendship. It brought me business. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars through the platform. So it's just so much more than what people think.
Yeah. So there is an endless potential, and it's up to each
Yeah.
and every one
It's
to
up to
kind of find their
exactly.
place in it.
Exactly. And to use it.
Yes.
It was
That's the most
built
important.
with a lot of different facets to help the member really grow and expose and brand and become an influencer in their business. But if you don't use it,
That
right?
goes with
If you don't
everyone,
share- yeah.
and like everyone and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
we need to, make use of it and commit ourselves, in it, in being at places like this, going to the meetings. So I think it's up to each member to
Yeah.
to see what they want. And I would like to ask you also, what was the thing about resilience that made you feel the most impression to the audience? What is a takeaway?
Well,
that you
so
would-
before the panel, I did my solo talk. And during that solo talk, I really talked about how emotions affect everything that we do. So and specifically, they affect our revenue, what we actually generate as income, because emotions affect every inner conversation, every outer conversation, every thought, every feeling, right? So when we talk about resilience, we really talk about looking at how emotions are affecting our daily life from everything. So from our personal, from our business, how are we leading our business? How are we presenting ourselves during a sales conversation? How are we lead generating? How are we delivering our product, and how are we engaging with our clients, right? What are the strategies that we're implementing? Maybe we're not implementing some strategies because we're ruled by fear, or fear is what's guiding us, but it's totally unconscious. Right?
Yeah, it is.
And so resilience is that part of us that allows us to kind of stop for a second, take a breath, and say, okay, wait a minute. Why is this emotion maybe of overwhelm, or the emotion of failure, or the emotion of not feeling good enough, or the emotion of inadequacies. Why is this coming up? And looking at it, and then being able to, instead of being tagged by it and therefore reacting to it, we're acknowledging it and then we're responding to it. So it's like, okay, wait a minute. I see you. Like, okay, I get it. This is what's happening on the inside. We ask ourselves why, right? What is this about? What's underneath it? What am I meant to see that I can't see right now? And then allow ourselves to shift from there. So the resiliency is in the shift. It's shifting moment to moment to moment. What I call is being that emotional ninja, flexible, nimble, quick to shift. Everything is in the shift.
I like that. And it's actually the power of energetics is, we all know, maybe we don't know how to shift, but we all, I think, undeniably know the value of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And also, I would like to see when you say the pause, because you talk about the pause basically, and reframing in a way. So people today, do they really pause? Or are they just reacting, as you said?
Yeah, you bring up a really good point. Most people don't do the pause. They're in reaction. They're just in, and it's unconscious, and sometimes it's automatic, right? Most people, do not pause because they're not using their conscious awareness.
So everything happens like at the back of their mind. Everything is
unconsciously.
Quickly. All right. Thank you so much for sharing your, even your speech and also the panel moments. Thank you for being here and being like a part of the Global Woman for so long. And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Okay. Ciao.
Ciao.